Hi, today is the fifth and final film about Bence farm in Hungary, and today we're going to look at a couple of the drinking pools. But before we do that, I'm just going to show you around the farm a little bit in case anybody's thinking of visiting, just to show you what the setup is like and what the accommodation's like. So this week there's 14 guests staying. I've got my own bedroom. I think there are some shared rooms, but here there's 2 rooms sharing 1 bathroom. So we have a big desk for putting all your computers and camera gear on, and no shortage of main sockets. Let's have a quick count up here. 1, 2 in that corner. 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. And then we come to the other end of the room. 10, 11. 12, 13, 14. 15, 16, 17 in that corner. And there's one here, 18. I think there's another one somewhere. I counted 19 originally. But it's well equipped with power sockets. And then this is the shared bathroom. So it's all very cosy. This is where we've been eating, out of doors, although if the weather is bad, there is somewhere we can go and get shelter. And then each evening and each lunchtime, everybody's got a pin colour and you get allocated whichever hide you're in. Now amongst the farm buildings there's a tower hide, and this must have been one of Bence's early hides, and it's very high up. How he has managed to build such an impressive structure I do not know, but this would put any RSPB reserve hide to shame. Well, this is the steps to the tower hide. It's quite a long way up there. I'm not going to take the cameras with me first time. I'm going to see if I can find my way in. More steps. Well, I can say that there's no door as such. Looks like a trap door. This is going to be heavy. It looks heavy wood. Well, I must be getting stronger. That wasn't too difficult. It's all very dark in here. This is obviously one-way glass, but there's a shutter on the outside of it. Oh, here we go, some ropes. Pull on the ropes, and up comes the shutter. Okay, and then we have to put this on, on there. And now we can see out. Yeah, it's glass here. This is my second visit to Bence farm. I came in 2007 the first time, which was his second year of operation. So he started in 2006 and I came the following year. There was 3 of us from the UK and we were the only people here then. It's become a lot more well known. So this week there's 14 photographers here from different places, Kuwait, Sweden, mostly from the UK though, and it's become very popular, like so many other places for wildlife photography. This year the tower hide is not really working too well. There's no kestrels there, so I'll just show you some kestrel pictures I took in 2007. This bird is just regurgitating a pellet. So let's get off to some of these drinking pools. The
first job is to clear off any fallen leaves and rubbish off the water surface, try and tidy things up a little bit. In 2007, most of the photography here was done at drinking pools. This year, not quite so much, but it was very hot in 2007, very dry, which makes the drinking pools more active.
Now we haven't got the light we want. It's too sunny. We're in a woodland, then you get contrast when it's sunny. So we want it to cloud over, become cloudy bright. Photographers were like farmers, never got the right weather.
A male blackcap and blue tits and grey tits. The jay. At this hide, most of the photography is done with the 150 to 400mm. The birds are small and on the other side of quite a large drinking pool. It is a tremendous advantage working with a zoom. You can be doing a larger bird like a jay followed by a blue tit much smaller, and just to be able to keep zooming backwards and forwards. A male chaffinch with a long-tailed tit in the background. And a favourite bird with bird watchers, the hawfinch. Actually, in Eastern Europe, they're quite common and come down to water on a regular basis. And the spotted flycatcher, which is now a very scarce bird back home. Now, how do I know this willow warbler's about to land here? This was just luck. I have no idea why the camera is rolling before the bird flew in. And a very wet song thrush. And another great tit. This is the only other drinking pool hide we visited during the week, and I'm just going to show you this because it has one special feature. In the background there you can see a mirror. That mirror is attached to a pulley system, and from within the hide you can pull on these cables and change the direction of the mirror. See, it's pulling it forward there. Therefore you can start to bounce light onto the back of the birds. Now, it didn't work when we were there because there was no sun shining. So I'm showing you these pictures from 2007. You get the birds splashing with backlighting from that mirror. What an incredible setup this is. Now, in the description underneath the video I will be putting a link to Bence Matty's website where you can go and read all about his setup.
But although it's full of photographs of the hides and the wildlife you're likely to photograph, it doesn't tell you that much about the actual trip. So I'm going to try and fill in that gap a little bit here by telling what happened to us in our situation. Now, there is an email address on the website, and if you send them an email, almost certainly the person that will respond to you is Andrea. Now, Andrea has absolutely perfect English, and she has a style of writing that will make you feel good. She's particularly friendly and helpful. Now, on the week that we were there were 14 photographers. We weren't all travelling together, people had come independently, but its normal routine is Saturday to Saturday. It's a full week. Now, it's quite likely that if you wanted to go for 3 days or 10 days, if they've got the space, they would probably accommodate you. But the normal is Saturday to Saturday. And of course, that makes it much easier for them, because on the Saturday they get extra staff in because they've got to clean out the rooms and change all the bedding, etc. So it is more convenient for them to do Saturday to Saturday. So we flew in to Budapest on the very earliest flight from London Heathrow with British Airways and got there at 11 o'clock. You need to be there for midday to meet up with everybody, then get to the farm. Now, you get from the airport to the farm by taxi, but Andrea will arrange that for you. She will book the taxi, and you don't have to pay for the taxi then. You pay for the taxi when you get to the farm. If there's other people also going to be at the airport, Andrea will try to match you all up so you can get one big taxi. So there was 5 of us met up at Budapest airport and shared a taxi. It ended up costing 60 euros per person each way, 120 euros in total. It's about a 90-minute journey. We flew with British Airways, by the way, which is currently my favourite airline to fly with, because the hand luggage limit is 23 kilo, the same as you can put in the hold as well. And from a photographer's point of view, that's very reassuring. You're not going to be stopped taking your bag into the cabin. Although, be aware, you don't want a camera bag with wheels on. They do tend to pick on bags with wheels on to say you can't take that on board no matter what the weight. So you'll be arriving at the farm early afternoon. They show you to your rooms, and then you go down for lunch. During the meal, they'll be allocating you to your hide that you're going to go into that afternoon. And that becomes a routine. When you sit down for your evening meal, they'll be talking about which hides you're going to go in the morning. And then the following lunchtime, which hide you're going to go in the afternoon. And there's usually opportunity to do each of the major hides twice, at least twice. The cost of the trip will include your food, your accommodation, the guides and the hides. Doesn't include alcoholic drinks, as very few tours do. Any other questions you've got, Andrea is the perfect person to ask.